How's everybody doing today? How's your week? You guys working? You guys working hard? Estoy muy bien, Fortnite Sweaty Kid. Muy bien. Me too. Nosing in. Better is here. What's up, guys? Wind fast, holding it down. Wind fast is my strongest soldier. You gotta do a super stream. What's the stream gonna be about? We're probably gonna do some math. I got some good math questions that I was thinking about. Dude, I could teach you about the Civil War. I could teach you the unedited version. But we are gonna be doing some. I was at a restaurant yesterday. I was putting together some ideas for problems. Although I could not prepare. I did not have the ability to prepare. But I did get some good questions. And people asked me about algebra. So we're gonna do some of that. But if there's something you guys want to work on, just let me know in the comments or in the chat. We'll work on it. I'm beat, man. I'm sure you guys are beat too. Long day. Let's get into it. And this is my cheat sheet. Here's what I was planning on. Hard algebra problems. Yeah, actually, that's what I was thinking about getting into. So let me see. Okay, let me write this first one up real quick. All right, so we're in. We've made it. We've made it in. Okay. Okay, so we're going to do a little bit of algebra to get started today, just to make sure that your skills are sharp. I'm going to be testing some different concepts that maybe you haven't seen before. Oh, where's my other pen? Oh, this is a tragedy. I lost my other pen. Okay, well, it's okay. After he ends stream, he goes outside with a matchbox, goes to his local forest to light trees on fire. I do. My war against the trees continues every day. And this is only an opening shot. How many notebooks have you gone through this month? 3. Are you setting the forest on fire? Yes. For every tree Mr. Beast plants, I will shred a notebook. That's just the way it goes. I don't make the rules. But we do have a good question to start us off. Let's do some algebra today. Let's go. Better is back. Abdullah, that's a good question. I will answer that question as soon as we're done with this, so just remind me. So keep working on this, but I am going to address Abdullah's question about them canceling out. Uh, the only way that you will cancel things out is if it's division. So for example, I'll just do it in this corner. If we were to have like b to the fifth, let's say 3b to the fifth over b to the fifth, then you would cancel it out. But with subtraction, you're just not going to. All right, good. The chat's good today. All right, good stuff. So going over this very quickly, we know that we're going to subtract an x to the third from each side. And we're going to subtract a 37 from each side. I'm going to do that down here. $122. All right. 15 minus 7. Yeah, I'm a genius. 128. So 2x squared equals 128. Then we divide by 2 on each side. X to the third equals 64. Did I say x squared? It's x to the third. All right, so here we are. Now, for all intensive purposes, for the SHSAT, you don't have a calculator and you don't need a way to figure out a cubed root. But the beauty of cubed roots is a small number gets very large. 64, as far as cubed is concerned, not very big. So we can just look, let me draw around this. So we could just look at cubed shape, like how it shapes. How about 2 cubed? That's going to go to 4, and that's going to go to 8. 3 cubed, 9, 27. Getting pretty big pretty fast. 5 cubed, 25, 125. Getting really big really fast. So since this does come out evenly, if you take the cubed root of each side, which is how you get yourself out of this, x is going to equal 4. Really nicely done. And you can just kind of just figure that out here. 16, 64. Those are your cubes. So just keep that in mind when you're doing cubes. But otherwise, really good job. The chat obviously got it right. How about how about this? Hold on. Let me just check the numbers on this real quick. Okay. How about something like this? Oh, and to answer your question, Abdullah, I think it was Abdullah that asked, how do I pace through the math? You have a minute to a minute and a half to complete every question and move on to the next one. As far as pacing goes, if it doesn't come to you easily and you hit that minute mark, move on. You can always come back to it. Just circle it really big in your booklet. You can always come back to it. But the last thing you want is to spend 5 to 10 minutes on a problem and then your section is completely blown and maybe you'll get it wrong. So that's the advice I have for you, my man. As far as pacing goes. Yeah. Yes, yes. You guys are getting this. This does not come out cleanly. This does not come out cleanly at all, which is a good point. Maybe I should make it a little easier. How about this? How about this? How about that? But I am seeing a lot of the correct answers in the chat, so very nice. But on second reflection, I don't think that this is SHSAT. This definitely is. So we'll do this instead. Come back for the SAT streams if you want to mess with the negative exponents. And then you have a calculator. Yeah, to get third roots of that number, you probably do need a calculator, bro. T, B, H. Yeah, very nice. The chat is definitely on this one, so very, very good. As a reminder, when you're doing this type of stuff, con S4. All right. Hard algebraic word problems, we might. Sorry, Con, you're locked in. So another way to rewrite a negative exponent is to put a 1 over it. So really the way that this problem could be presented is like this. And then when you rewrite it, it would be and just in case this is like a fresh thing for you, and you're like, what do I do with these exponents? It's subtraction, but I'll show you why. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 over 1, 2, 3. That is another way to rewrite this. And we can just cancel, 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 and we're left with 4. So x to the 4th equals 16. The chat knows already that this means that x equals 2. So very nicely done, Con. Hang your head in shame, Con. Uh, I don't know that program. What was that program? The Imagine Learning? I don't know what that is. I actually don't even know what ideas is, so I can't really give advice on that. Yeah. It Girl, hi, I'm in 8th grade, stressing about the SHSAT. I'm confused with a lot of questions. There's so many math topics you need to know. Yeah, that's very true, but don't stress about it. That only is going to release like bad chemicals in your brain. It Girl, highly, highly recommend going to my site, tylertutor.com. Look at the math section, go through all of those math sections and learn that. And that will give you a super, super strong base in order to know what you need to study and what you're good at already. All right. Oh, okay. All right. Okay. Here's a good one. Here's a good one. Maybe it's not a good one. I think this is kind of cool. Are you doing ELA? Maybe we'll do some ELA. We are going to do some probability today. You are doing assessment. It measures your strengths and weaknesses. Yeah. Okay. So how about this? Today we got papers and I have to register the test and everything. Good. It Girl, the only non like just go study piece of advice I will give you is you need to start framing the test in your head. If it starts to feel overwhelming, you need to fight to minimize it. Like, instead of making it a monster, make it a mouse. Like, it doesn't matter. The more pressure you put on it and the more stress you put on it, it's going to be a bad time. So just relax. Who cares? Just do your thing. If you make it, great. If you don't, great. Who cares? Like, it's just a thing. So just try to put it into perspective. Like, Elon Musk did not go to a specialized high school. Elon Musk did not actually get a great SAT score either. So don't stress. And I don't know if you know this, but he is an Elon Musk, so I wouldn't stress it. What's the raw score you have to get out of sty? Dude, that's really hard to say. You should watch my hack the SHSAT video. There can be two exact same raw scores, and with the grading system, one of them will get into sty and one of them will not. So you have to kind of game the system and try to get one section to be as close to perfect as possible. Yeah, if you haven't watched that video, I'd highly recommend it. You have your Brooklyn Tech. We'll just go. I mean, I am like feeling the stress come off you, it girl. I'm over here in my desk and I'm feeling your stress. You can do auction streams. I am, yeah. If my ELA is in the 50s and math kind of in 40s, is that good? Yeah, you should try to get your ELA even higher. You should try to get your ELA even higher, Abdullah. If that's your strong section, you need to like hustle, like really hard. Try to get that as high as humanly possible, up to 58 or 57, whatever, I forget. Because that last question, Abdullah, is potentially 10 to 15 scored points. Yeah, and so it girl, dude, your stress is out of control. Like you have to put it in perspective, dude. It just doesn't matter. It just doesn't matter. Yeah, it's cool, but yeah, it also could be really not cool. So 98 over 3. Please ELA? Yeah, we might do some ELA today, bro. I got you. Just remind me later, okay? Adita Roy, the Squirtle. Got a high 50 on math. What's crazy? Yeah, that's pretty good, Adita. Yeah, and Sweaty is correct. There's a lot of people that drop out of those schools that hate those schools. It's like the worst thing that ever happened to them. Got a high 40 on both. Then Atomic, you need to pick a section that you are going to focus on super hard and increase it as much as humanly possible to get a perfect score in that section. That's how you game the test. Moe's. Yeah, dude. It just broke. Oh, my pen just broke. 12 and 1/3. Nose and in. Can you? So what is that? 36, 37 over 3. Is that your answer, nose and in? I'm just gonna write it down. What are we solving here? What does B equal? That's what we're solving here. 48 out of 57 in math. Dude, yeah, that ELA needs to come up, bro. That ELA needs to come up big time. But that's a pretty good solid. I mean, you probably should still keep working at math air. So let's go over this. This is just to see if you can keep things straight. I think most people can solve for x pretty easily here. So we're going to add x to each side. And we're going to subtract 8 from each side. And to solve for x, beautiful. So now we take it over here to this negative x equals y. Another way to write that is x equals negative y. How did I get that? I just multiplied both sides by -1. So we know x equals negative y. Therefore, let's start over here. 37 over 3 equals negative y. I'm going to times both by -1. So our y equals negative 37 over 3. Where's our y equation? So that also equals z. And these two equations are done for. Now we know that a equals negative z. So I guess I'll just start over here. So we know a equals a negative z. Another way to write that is z equals a negative a. So 37 over 3 equals a negative a. I just forgot our negative there. So negative 37 over 3 equals a negative a, times both by that -1. 37 over 3 equals a. So now we know 2a equals b. Let's take that down to the final equation here. I'm going to put that right here. So b equals 2a. The way to write that is b equals 2 times 37 over 3. And so we multiply by 2. I don't see any. I think Nosenin, you forgot your 2 there, bro, which is an absolute tragedy. But another way to write that is b equals 2 over 1 times 37 over 3. Remember, it does not distribute to the denominator because this is actually what you're looking at. So we're going to do our 37 times 3, or 37 times 2. Am I adding it? I am. 74. Chat. Chat. What happened to you? What happened to you? Thank you, Tyler. I got into Bronx side with a 578, dude. Awesome, bro. Good job. What happened to the chat? They fell apart in the last minute. Moise, you did some extra multiplication you did not need to do. Oof. What happened to the... I legitimately want an explanation, chat. I know Air got it, so good for Air, but... And Fortnite Sweaty Kid adjusted his answer, which I appreciate, but... Oof. So, guys, it is so important to be precise. Like, quick motivational talk. So many people knew how to do that problem, but so many people got that problem wrong because it's the small things that trip you up because you don't have a calculator that end up getting you a wrong answer. And that puts you in the same camp as somebody who has no idea what the question is. You're both just going to be guessing. So really focus on those small things. The SHSAT is much less about, oh, do I know this obscure concept? And much more is, can I secure the bag every single time on these kind of simply things? So let me think of a cool problem for you. Okay, I think I got a cool one for you. Okay, so as a gentle reminder, no calculators. This is, yes, I know you know how to plug in with a calculator, but we're being very purposeful here in that we are trying to minimize our mistakes. So, oh, actually, I wrote this wrong. Speaking of mistakes, I wrote it wrong. Hold on. That's why it's important to check your answers, homies. Okay, there we go. Yeah. All right, so then it would be so. Hold on. Here we go. Yeah, I completely agree, Air. Like if you practice with a calculator, you're just dumb. You're so dumb. Do not practice with a calculator. That's like the worst thing in the world. It's like the worst thing in the world. It's like playing a video game with hacks and then trying to go play in like a championship league. Like you're just too dependent on the hacks. It doesn't make you a better player for the game. And make sure you're confident with your work. Make sure you like your work. Win fast, my strongest soldier. Yeah, win fast enters the chat. Okay, really, really, really solid. So I'm actually not going to go through this question. Everybody got it right, by the way. You don't need to see me do 3 minutes of long division, but you need to be able to do this on command and to do it confidently. So let me make a little bit of a harder one for you in the same kind of realm to make sure your long division skills are on point. Because I swear, dude, you could like spend all day learning all these fancy concepts, but if your long division is not on point, you're going to have a bad time. Tyler, what is your tips if someone has double time in the SHSAT? Check your work. Even if it means you go back and do every single problem twice, do it. What else are you going to be doing in that time? If you turn in your test with an hour to go, make sure that you triple check every single one of your math questions. Did you do the multiplication correctly? Did you do the division or subtraction correctly? Did you read the graph correctly? 100%. Maybe just go reread the ELA passages. Just reread them for fun. See if it changes anything. Because you already read them and then did a math section. So go back and read them and be like, oh wow, I didn't actually. Oh, the girl in the red coat is actually a metaphor for the grandmother. Ugh. Like things like that will pop up. Okay. Good. All right, dude. Yeah, so you guys are good. So just make sure that you feel really good about your long division and your multiplication, things like that. That's going to be super, super important, bro. You guys are using a calculator? It could be, or they're just really like practiced. And like if you're flying through this and you do a lot of long division because you practice without a calculator, you can get really fast with long division, but you got to practice, practice, practice. You're not going to get fast. You're not going to get good unless you do that. Your name is Windfast. I know your name is Windfast. You're my strongest soldier. Uh, I trained mental math for 4 years. Air is levitating above his gaming chair. All right, what else do I have for you guys? What else do I have for you guys today? Oh, yeah, I was going to do a probability question, so. But it girl, you should play this game on my website. You should play it. Go to bed. Can't. I'm gaming. Okay. Oh, okay. Let's see. How do I write this so it's a good question for you guys? Okay, hold on. This might be easy. This might be really hard. You'll have to tell me. I think this is easy. I think this is easy. This might be hard, but I think it's easy. Okay. So for this one, we are dealing with a kind of a fun concept, whereas normally with probability, you have two options. Is something becoming more likely or less likely? And that is the question. Uh, if you're dealing with something becoming more likely, you are very, very, very likely dealing with addition. The same way as buying more lottery tickets gives you a better chance to hit the lotto. Whereas if I have two independent events where I have to hit the lotto and get struck by lightning, it's much less likely. And that is when we do multiplication. So because I have more chance to throw that snowball with a rock in it, it's going to add. Yes, you can do times 4, but I'm not going to. And of course, when we are adding fractions, we don't touch the denominator. 4 over 32, 1 over 8. Very nice. Very nice. Let's see Paul Allen's answer. So that's it. That's the answer to this question, Sweaty. I see you, bro. So just keep that in mind, that with probability, if it's becoming more likely that a thing's going to happen and we're stacking probability that way, it's going to be addition. The fraction's going to get smaller. So keep that in mind. Next, we have this question. I have 6 hats, 4 shirts. I'm packing a trash bag with 2 hats and 2 shirts to go to prison. How many potential different fits can I bring in my bag? The question's so complicated, but the answer is so simple. Yeah, it girl, that you just described the SHSAT. Is it it girl? It's not IT girl, is it? Bro, NELA? Yes. Knows it, and you can't change your answer. Joshua, thank you for your contribution. Okay, so we did work on this last stream. So if you are confused about combinations, permutations, it's okay. It's okay. We'll go over it. But you have to be comfortable with the factorial. That's the big thing. So let's do the hats. We have 2 slots for hats. We have 6 choices for the first and 5 for the second. But we actually, if this was a permutation, we'd be done. But we're actually going to do some division. And we're going to divide it by the factorial of how many slots we're choosing. I probably should have chose a different number than 2. But, and that's going to be 30 over 2 times 1. So that's going to be 15 different ways I can bring a hat. 4 shirts. So that's going to be 4 times 3 over 2 factorial, which is just 2, but whatever. Over 2. And that's going to equal 6. And so now we have 6 potential different shirt combos we can bring. 15 potential hat combos we can bring. So for each of these 6 shirt combos, we have up to 15 different ways to mix the hats. So we are going to multiply them together. Yeah, that's right. Nose it in. What happened to you? Will this be posted on your YouTube channel to review after I'm finished? Yes, so it's actually posted in my live section. I don't know why it doesn't count as a video anymore. That's stupid, but yeah, it's in my live section. All of these lives are. Nosing in. What happened to you, bro? 116? Where did you find that number, nosing in? You crazy. Remove something without replacement. I don't know what you mean by that, Air. Can you give me a better description of what you're talking about? Yeah, yes, yes, is correct. It's a combination. How do I know the difference between a permutation and a combination? Is if order matters. That's the difference. Very, very. I know we talked about it last stream, so I'm going to keep it really short here. But the different between a permutation and a combination is if the order matters. If I have three people that finish in a race, and it's A, B, and C the way that they finish, that is a different finish to the race than if B, A, and C finish. So these are potentially two different outcomes. So that's a permutation. Where if I have a box and I put A, B, and C in it, and then I have the same box, and the box contains C, A, and B, the same box. You get the same candies, you get the same chocolates, you get the same thing in your box. It's just in a different order. But who cares if it's just a bag of candy, or if it's a bowl of cereal, or if it's a milkshake, or if it's an elevator? If the order doesn't matter, and who cares, this is actually the exact same. So this here is a combination, and this here is a permutation. And permutations have a lot more outcomes than the combination because every little change in order matters. Where for this, changes of order, who cares? Like 4 blue marbles, 4 green, 4 red, take 2 marbles without replacements. The probability of one of the marbles is red. Are you equating that to like a combination problem? In this example, a combination because order doesn't matter because one hat can go first, but it doesn't matter. Exactly. So I'm putting 2 hats in my suitcase. It doesn't matter which one goes in first. They're both going to be in the suitcase. And that's just a judgment call that you have to make. There is no way to say if it qualifies as this. You just have to use your common sense, which is kind of an unfortunate thing to say, but it's true. Yeah, so that's the answer. I'll focus on this problem in my free time. Air. Go back to my stream from last week. We did a ton of combinations, permutations, all that stuff. Should we do some grammar and editing? Should we do some ELA? Ooh, actually, I got one more math problem I want to do before we jump into that. What's up, DRX? Also, if you haven't already, like the video, subscribe to the channel. We're going to be studying for the next month for this. All right, let me see. I just realized I don't know how to spell diagonal, okay? I'm not going to look it up. Wait a minute, hold on. You guys are about to get the of ooh. I really want to make this tricky, so I'm actually going to rewrite this, okay? Okay. The diagonal, which is spelled correctly, the diagonal of a rectangle is blank than the sum of any two sides of the rectangle. Ignore that. Ignore that. It girl, that's spelled right. Diagonal. Doesn't that look weird though? Diagonal. Bigger? Oh, that's your answer. It girl, I will explain. Okay, so we are going to go through this. Is this fair game on the math section? Yes. I think I may have gotten you guys. I may have gotten you guys. So let's start with a square. I'm going to take you through the explanation of this. Let's start with a square. And let's pretend it has a side of 4 and 4. The diagonal is going to be x rad 2. So it's going to be 4 rad 2. And rad 2 is actually kind of like 1-ish. It's like a little bit more than 1. So it's not going to be that big. And if you were to compare that to 8, it's going to be much smaller. So if this was a square, then yes, smaller would be the answer. But have you thought of a rectangle like longness like this? And if we have a diagonal in there, it's going to be pretty long. If we were to add the length and the length, though, that would be much longer than the diagonal, similar to our square situation here. But if we add the width and the width, of course, that's going to be smaller than our diagonal. D. Thoughts, surprises, delights? And Sweaty, you were onto it. I literally thought Sweaty would get it because this right here. Any two sides. A rectangle is a square. No, a square is a rectangle. Yeah. So I got it right for the first time. For good job. I'm proud of you. Good job. So yeah, just keep that in mind. This is basically a thinly veiled IQ test. So yes, you need to be a total Chad and you need to know all of the formulas and all the different ways that math happens and what is a permutation compared to a combination and all of that stuff. But you also need to be big brain. You need to think really critically about these problems and about these questions because that is where they can get you. This isn't who can memorize the best and who can remember the best. Sometimes it's who can figure it out. So just kind of keep that in the back of your mind. You know, if just it's worth taking a breath and being like, wait a minute, let me just second guess my original thought on these questions. We have a little bit of time. I might do some ELA. I might see where you guys are with commas. Okay. So my question to you, is that comma, yes or no? Okay. So you guys, minds are gonna be blown. I'm here to blow minds. I do want to get my other pen. I'm gonna get my cool pen out. So whenever you have a comma and, that is the Nozenen's correct, and so is it girl. Whenever you have a comma, Adita Roy too. Whenever you have a comma and, that is the same thing as a period. Comma and equals period equals semicolon. And so that means on both sides of it, you need to have a complete sentence. On the left side, do we have a noun that does a verb? Yep, he and he fell. That's our noun, and he's doing a verb. On the right side of this comma and, we have a verb. We do not have a noun. Realized that back home was his favorite place to sleep is not a complete sentence because we don't know who realized. So that's actually a no. That's a big no. That is a compound sentence. Don't forget. Don't forget to study your compound sentences. Highly recommend to chat. Let me pull it up actually. Let me pull this up. Because if you aren't already, you need to check this out. Oh my gosh. Ooh. Here we go. Dude, my internet is struggling. All right. Okay, so here is my massive YouTube page. Hold on. I'm going to show you where to go. You want to go to playlists. And let's see. Oh no, you want to go this grammar playlist. Do this. Like, what do we do this? And go down and learn all this stuff. This is the combining independent clauses. This is exactly what we just went over. Comma rules, semicolons, all of this stuff. If you can get rock solid on this, you just bought yourself like 20 questions. Maybe less, but maybe like 20 points, but maybe 5 questions. you just immediately crush 5 questions and they're gimmies. So highly recommend looking through that. That's like, I'm gonna let you peep that knowledge. You should definitely be checking out these playlists, and even just going to the other playlists that I have. I know I'm just shilling my page now, but these math playlists, go through these. You got to be 100% rock solid. You probably already crushed these. Then you need to go to advanced math and you need to look at all of these, and you need to be like legitimately very, very chill on all of these, because this is where the high percentage questions come from. These are the questions that you need to be super good at. So just check those out. Highly recommend looking at them. Oh, I shouldn't have exited out, but definitely go to my lives as well. Adita Roy, did you cover the whole SHSAT, ELA, and my vids? I did, Adita Roy, 100%. Go look through them. I talk very briefly about reading comprehension, but all the other stuff I talk about too. So go check that out for sure. Which what? Which what, bro? Which what? 6 years ago? Yeah, dude. I know. I like started it so long ago, but I took a break. I was tutoring a lot, and I just got to the point where I just didn't. I just wasn't vibing on it anymore. I just wasn't having a good time. But did I cover the? I covered the whole SHSAT in these videos. There are hundreds of videos. Honestly, I should just look to see how many videos actually there are. There's so many, dude. There's so many. Hold on. My janky internet, dude. Let's see. So yeah, here's where you go to see the previous lives. I might just pay an editor on Fiverr to put some actual videos together, but yeah, this is where you can check them out. This one from last week is actually really good. I would highly recommend. Does it say how many videos I have? Where does it say that? Oh, it's probably in the about. $303 videos. Man, it's kind of crazy to think of. Dude, can we get 500,000 views this month? Probably not. But yeah, dude, it honestly is forever ago. Time flies, dude. Time flies when you're having fun. But yeah, this playlist is where it's at, dude. Highly, highly recommend the curated playlists. Check them all out. Yes, you can get into the SAT concepts like this trig stuff, but just stick with SHSAT stuff. I mean, you don't really. Oh yeah, I actually do have a 9th grade. Yo, Sweaty, I do have a 9th grade playlist with 2 concepts. So there you go, bro. that one never really went to fruition, so it is what it is. Adita Roy, we're going to be doing ELA next week. I got you, dude. I'm not going to disappoint you, but you have to remind me. I'm probably gonna forget. All right, so definitely check out previous videos. If you haven't already, subscribe to the channel. Definitely like the stream. If you haven't already, I'm sure you already have smashed your mouse liking this video. What's the 8th grade ELA playlist? I don't know. You're going to have to look, dude. I legitimately don't even remember. But it's time. It's time for me to go. So I'll see you guys next week. Keep studying, keep grinding. Don't stress out. Like, the worst thing you could do in the entire world is to stress out. So don't do it. Just relax, man. Just let it. You know how like a tree kind of moves in the wind? That's got to be you with stress. You just got to like let it blow over you. It's like not a big deal at all, dude. But yes, I will be back next Thursday. I might be doing some more. I know I said I was going to do a weekend stream. I dropped the ball on that. my heartfelt regrets. But maybe we'll see this weekend. I don't know. Love you guys. Take care. Bye.